Battle River Crowfoot MP Damien Carrick was back at the House of Commons today after attending Freedom Convoy protest in Ottawa's downtown core. As Tate Lakecraft reports, his attendance at the rally did stir some controversy.
We had a member of parliament from Alberta.
Carrick's presence at the rally has since been met with mixed reaction, as the Conservative MP himself spoke to the reasoning behind his attendance.
Folks are tired, they're frustrated, and they are wanting to be heard. And I felt that it was very, very important, and in my role as an MP from rural Alberta, to make sure that I was there to listen.
Joining Carrick at the protest was St. Albert Edmonton MP Michael Cooper, who was the subject of controversy after, during an interview with the CBC, a protester behind him could be seen waving a Canadian flag with a swastika on it.
I didn't see any of those symbols myself, and when I see signs of discrimination and hate, I will call them out and call out those individuals for those despicable views. Just like there have been over the course of my time in office and before, where I've done likewise.
Carrick also condemned the defacement of the Terry Fox statue, speaking to what he witnessed from protesters afterwards.
It was fascinating to see how, even after there was some of those instances where pictures were circulating on social media, a group of folks went and surrounded the war memorial to make sure that it wasn't disrespected again.
Tate Lakecraft, Primetime Local News.
The footprint of the border city is getting a bit bigger after the province of Alberta approved the city's application to annex land from the county of Vermilion River. 23.5 quarter sections of land on Lloydminster's northern, western, and southern boundaries within Alberta will now become a part of Lloydminster. The city has been working on this annexation for the past 11 years. The city has seen a lot of growth over the last 2 decades, and that's left the city's land supply depleted. Mayor Gerald Albert says this new land will help ease the city's anticipated land shortage and fuel future growth.
And that expectation is that the economy and things will continue to grow, that we will see ourselves position out over the next 50 years. So that land gives us the ability to do proper planning layout.
11 residences fall within the newly acquired land. The mayor says nothing major will change for residents of the annexed land right now, as this is just a change in jurisdiction. The city has a transaction in place that will be released in the next few weeks that will detail changes to taxation, utilities, and municipal services.
Does not get to own the land. All it simply falls into the city's jurisdiction. That's the largest difference, is their taxes will come to the city of Lloydminster rather than to the county of Vermilion River. If they need fire protection, it'll be provided by the city of Lloydminster.
The city is still waiting for final approval from Saskatchewan on the annexation. SGI and the RCMP are working together to remind people that they need to wear their seatbelts and that excuses aren't going to cut it anymore.
It's kind of difficult to believe that seatbelts are still an issue in 2022 when they've been the law in Saskatchewan since 1977.
Every year in Saskatchewan, over 100 people are injured because they are not wearing a seatbelt properly or not wearing one at all. The RCMP released a list of the top 10 excuses they hear in regards to seatbelts, pointing out that these won't get you out of a ticket.
The other idea is that, I'm not going very fast or I'm not going very far. Well, many collisions happen very close to your home because that's where we do the majority of our driving. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be traveling at highway speeds to be significantly injured in a vehicle collision.
Tickets that are handed out for people not wearing their seatbelts is common. The driver of the vehicle can get a ticket, as well as the passengers, depending on their age.
Drivers will get a $175 ticket and 3 demerit points if they're not wearing a seatbelt, but also for every passenger who is under the age of 16 in the vehicle they are driving that is not wearing a seatbelt, you can get a separate ticket and additional demerit points for that. Now, if you're a passenger in a vehicle and you're 16 or older, you will get the ticket yourself.
When a driver or passenger chooses not to wear a seatbelt, they are more likely to become injured or be killed in an accident. More than 1/3 of all vehicle occupants who died in Saskatchewan collisions last year weren't wearing seatbelts. SGI is also reminding people that getting thrown through the windshield, even at a lower speed, can still cause severe injury.
Even at a relatively low rate of speed, if you're traveling at 50 kilometers per hour and you come to a sudden stop, that's like falling out of a 4-story building. So people who think that they can brace themselves in a crash, you actually can't. You become a projectile. And so if you're in the back seat, you're a danger to the person in front of you. And so people think, well, I'm in the back seat, I don't need to put on my seatbelt. No, you do, because you're actually putting the person in front of you in danger.
The full list of excuses and details on the fines are available on SGI's website. The Lloydminster Youth Council is holding a Valentine's skate night for the community on February 13th. Our Nicole Gruber sat down with one of the members to talk about the event.
Today on Primetime Local News, I'm joined with one of the members of the Lloydminster Youth Council to talk about their Valentine's Day skate coming up on February 13th. Thank you so much, Gracie, for joining me here today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
What sort of activities can people expect to see at this event?
So the Lloydminster Youth Council had planned a Santa skate for the end of December, but because of the weather, we had to postpone it. So we've taken that and we've rebranded it as a Valentine's Day skate on Sunday, February 13th from 2 to 5. So there will be music and skating and food, and everyone is welcome. We're really excited for that to happen, and hopefully the weather cooperates with us this time.
Whereabouts will this skate be happening?
So we're gonna have this at the Husky Speed Skating Oval, so just beside the Service Sports Center.
So everyone is welcome at this event. Will there be anything specifically for couples?
Yeah, everybody's welcome the whole time. You can bring your family, your friends, your someone special, whoever you want, the whole time.
So you had mentioned prizes. How can people go about winning those?
Yeah, so we were very fortunate the first time. We were able to get so many amazing community members to step up and help sponsor us. So we have Walking on Water Toy Store and Arts of Life Creative Studio. They're sponsoring some door prizes for us. And then the Tim Hortons Power Center, Randall Center, and Iron Mills locations, the Lloydminster and District Co-op, and TJ's Pizza are all sponsoring some awesome food and drinks. We're really thankful that even through all the changes that we've had to do, they've stuck by our side, and we're really grateful that community has really reached out and stepped up and helped us.
Now, this event was originally at Santa Skate back in December. How excited are you guys now that you're able to finally put this event on about a month later?
We're really excited. Like, the weather, it wasn't going great. It was sad decision to have to postpone it. So I think everybody's really looking forward to seeing some of this, our hard work pay off, and to be able to get the community together and do something fun.
And is there anything you want people to know about this event that we haven't already touched on?
There should be some photo opportunities and some games. So even if you're not the best skater out there, there's always stuff for you to have doing at the event as well. But yeah, we're just really hoping the community will come out and spend a nice day with us.
Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Okay, thank you for having me.
A delicious way of helping support Big Brothers Big Sisters of Lloydminster is coming up next week. February 9th is National Pizza Day, and not only can you get a good meal out of it, proceeds are also going towards children in the community. Our Shelby Clark has the details.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News to do a little check-in with Big Brothers Big Sisters Lloydminster is Jacqueline Weed. Thank you so much for giving us your time today. Now, how has support been throughout January for mentors and such?
Thanks for having us. January was mentoring month, so we were working on recruiting new mentors. We also got some new families. So as always, we have fantastic support from the community, but January and September are usually our big push for volunteers. So we were able to start a couple new matches in January, so we're very pleased.
And coming up here soon in February is something I really wanted to also speak to you about is Classic National Pizza Day, and it is going to be on February 9th. Can you explain how people can participate for this to support Big Brothers Big Sisters and what it's all about?
Yeah, so as you said, National Pizza Day is February 9th. We have 8 restaurants that are taking part, and what they'll do is every pizza sold that day, they will donate $1 to Big Brothers Big Sisters. So Boston Pizza, TJ's, Domino's, Cheers, Panago Pizza, Canadian Pizza Unlimited, Red Swan, and Extreme Donair Pizza are all part of that. And yeah, you can go for lunch, you can go for supper, $1 from every pizza. It doesn't matter what size, and they donate those proceeds to Big Brothers Big Sisters.
And what exactly do proceeds from National Pizza Day go towards for Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Any money that we raise in the agency stays in our local community to help to create those matches, to do the screening and training for the volunteers, the intakes for the families. Anything that has to do with our programming is where any of the fundraising funds that we raise go to.
I know for here in Lloydminster, you've been a part of this National Pizza Day since 2019. Do you recall how strong support was last year for National Pizza Day? And do you expect to see that same support for this year?
Yeah, last year they sold 1,073 pizzas. So we made over $1,000 from National Pizza Day. So hopefully this year we can beat that. Yeah, it was fantastic support. So we're very happy with it. It was on a Tuesday last year. So this year's a Wednesday, which is a bit busier day, they tell me, in the pizza world. So we'll see how things go. We're very optimistic that it'll go well.
Hopefully you'll be able to beat that goal for this year. I'm sure many residents here in the border city love pizza, so I'm sure it'll be easy to beat. Now, what else is coming up in February that people can know about?
As always in February, I mean, we're always recruiting mentors. So we do have that need. We've had some more families join in the last couple weeks. So always the waiting list is growing. So people can stay tuned or check in on our Facebook page. We need volunteers. So the contact information is on there. And then just continuing to do what we do, creating the matches and supporting the families as best as we can. We'll continue to connect with them and support them, you know, all the way through. Coming up in April, something that people might want to note will be poutine days. So similar to National Pizza Day, we will have restaurants that are making signature poutines and donating the proceeds, part of the proceeds, to Big Brothers Big Sisters as well. So people can take part in this first and then gear up for April, and we'll have something fantastic then as well.
It's good to hear that there's so much coming up that people can look forward to and can help participate in. Is there anything else that you want to add that I may have missed out on?
No, just if any families are wondering, you know, what does Big Brothers Big Sisters do, they can give us a call and find out. You know, we might be a great support or you know, an extra friend for their child. And also if somebody's thinking, hey, I think I might want to get involved, it's really easy. And if they, like I said, if they give us a call, we can get them started on the path.
Perfect. Well, it's good being able to do this check-in with you, Jacqueline. And once again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
This past weekend, young curlers gathered at the Lloydminster Curling Center for a youth bonspiel. In total, 52 players threw the rock across 2 different divisions. In 2021, the Lloydminster Junior Curling League was able to operate. However, the club was unable to host a bonspiel. For some of the young players, this past weekend was a new experience.
For a lot of kids, this is like the first time they've ever curled in a bonspiel. There were some kids that are 7, 8 years old, 9 years old in that bonspiel, so they're very young. They're out in junior curling. They're throwing the rock up and down. They maybe play an end. But for those little guys, they've never really played a game of curling in their life or before, let alone a full bonspiel. So for them, it's a pretty special weekend.
5 teams competed in the U14 division and 8 in the U20. Armstrong added the weekend was good practice for some high school teams who will compete in zone championships throughout February. And now Shelby Clark will give us a second look at your weather forecast.
so much, Jazz. And now taking another look at your weather forecast here in the Border City. We're starting off with the central region of Alberta and Saskatchewan. We are still seeing some pretty cool temperatures out there. A lot of minus 18 degree points on the board. Minus 17 in Edmonton, while Red Deer is hitting minus 19 and Jasper is just sitting at minus 16 degrees. Switching over to the Saskatchewan side here, they're seeing some slightly cooler temperatures reaching past those minus 20 points, with minus 21 in Meadow Lake and Prince Albert, minus 22 in North Battleford, while Melfort and Saskatoon are just hitting minus 23, and Cold Lake is at minus 18. Switching over to our northern region now of the provinces, they've definitely cooled down quite a bit, especially up in Uranium City and Stony Rapids. They're at minus 31, minus 29 in Wollaston Lake, while it is minus 24 in Flin Flon and South End, minus 22 in the rest there. And now going over on this end here, they're seeing some slightly warmer temperatures, but not too bad actually. Minus 18 in Peace River and Slave Lake, while Grand Prairie is just hitting that minus 20 point, minus 21 in Fort McMurray and High Level, and Fort Chipewyan is the coolest at minus 27 degrees. And going over to our southern region now of the provinces, they have cooled down quite a bit actually. Usually they are seeing some warmer temperatures, but they are kind of matching like we are in the central region. Minus 17 in Medicine Hat, while Lethbridge and Calgary are both at minus 18, minus 17 over in Banff, while Coronation is just at minus 19. Over on this end here, they definitely have cooled down quite a bit, reaching past that minus 20 point as well, with minus 20 in Kindersley, minus 22 in Estevan and Moose Jaw, and the rest are seeing minus 23. But as we go back across the region, the temperatures overnight tonight, we definitely have cooled down quite a bit compared to what we were seeing last week. We definitely are seeing some very cool temperatures, even without that wind chill, as you can see. Provost will be seeing a low of minus 32, while it'll be a low of minus 35 for Unity. Isle Lacrosse and Myrna will be seeing a low of minus 38, while Wainwright will just be seeing a low of minus 39, and the rest are going to be seeing past that minus 40 point. But even with that wind chill, it will be there is an extreme cold warning in effect for most spots across the region, so please make sure you are using those cords and plugging in your vehicles and trying to stay in as much as possible. Now looking at our 7-day forecast for here in the Border City, we'll be seeing a little bit more sun tomorrow with minus 27, but we will be having a low of minus 40, so please make sure you're driving carefully outside on those roads. We'll be seeing a high chance of some snowfall Thursday and Friday to end off this week. Then, surprisingly, we'll be getting back up to those plus temperatures. You know, throughout January and February this year, we've definitely been seeing a switch up each week, so I'm not too shocked to see this. Saturday, we'll be seeing minus 9 with a high chance of some flurries once again, but Sunday, we will warm up to plus 3 throughout the day and seeing just some cloudier skies. Then next week, we'll be seeing a little bit more sun with 2 on next Monday and 1 next Tuesday. And now ending off with another photo submission. Thank you to everyone that submitted some nice blizzard photos to our Facebook page. You can continue to submit any kind of weather photo, and I will use them on the weather segments. This one's from Kristen, and this one is crazy to see because really that is how most people's visibility was on Monday, not being able to see straightly across anywhere, and it was really crazy with how much snow was really blowing around. So hopefully everyone was safe, and that's all I got for now. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Pet Project this week, everybody. We're joined once again with Becca Lawrence from the Lloydminster and Community SPCA, and she's brought along a friend to showcase this week. So hello, Becca, and hello, Selena. We got to meet off camera there, and she is a very sweet cat. She's been sitting pretty the whole time. So I'll just let you, if you want to introduce her, Becca, and let the people know a little bit about her.
Yeah, so this we named her after Selena Gomez, but we all just call her Selena. Before we were on camera, she was being really nice and affectionate, but then I brought the wand out, and now she's full of her crazies. But yeah, she's one kitty that we think would do really well in any type of home situation. Even with the right canine friend, we really think that she would get along with them. She just seems to want to play with everybody and, you know, hang out with her people and just cuddle as close as she possibly can. Like I said, she's being pretty nice right now. She was giving me some headbutts earlier. But yeah, she's been here for a little while, so I'm going to take her over to Pet Value to get a little bit more exposure. So hopefully someone there will see her and fall in love and want to take her home.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, you were saying she seems like a very lovely cat. She's obviously very playful. She is, I think you mentioned, only about 6 months old or so. So
Yes.
she is definitely in that kitty phase where she wants to run around and play, but she seems like a real sweetheart and like a very gentle player. So
Yeah.
I'm sure if, perhaps the right kid out there who is, nice and approachable with her could probably become best friends and take her home, eh?
Yes, I think so.
Beautiful.
She would probably require some nail trims here and there. Gentle isn't a totally accurate way to explain her playfulness, but with nail trims, she's going to be totally good to go.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, cats can be, a little nippy when they play. I have a cat at home and she's good for not scratching, but she certainly loves nibbling on people. But anyways, Becca, we have a few more topics to touch on. You guys had a very nice donation come in from a local business. So I'm just going to let you talk about that and we'll just, sing the praises and how happy you guys are to receive this.
Yeah, so last January, Pat approached us about donating, I believe it was $1 per purchase of each bag of food that they sold of Nutrim. And this year they gave me a call and said that it was ready to get picked up. And I showed up and it was $2,000. So that was a really pleasant surprise. And, just goes to show that we just have supporters all throughout the community. And we're really, really just thankful for that.
That's really wonderful. And moving on, real quick, you are looking for a few items as far as donations go. I know you mentioned that blankets are a hot topic right now, especially with the cold going on.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, even if the puppies are going through them like crazy. If only they would, just go to the bathroom in their proper corner, but they don't. So we're pretty much throwing blankets away from them daily just because it's quite covered and caked in there. So yeah, we're going through them quite fast. So it's all the other dogs that are waiting on their blankets and everything. But yesterday when we put it on Facebook, we probably had at least 6 people come through that storm and bring us blankets. Like even when it warmed up, we had a handful of people, but mostly during the worst part of that storm, we had people coming in with blankets. So we were super thankful for that. And hopefully they made it home without crashing or anything like that, because we just really appreciate them.
Well, and there you go. So if anybody out there has any blankets, if you got, I know, for example, I have a closet that's full of old blankets, so I might have to go and take a few and drop them off at the SPCA. Or if you're out and about, I know lots of places like PV Mart and Princess Auto and things like that are always liquidating those nice wool blankets that people use on farms for their animals to make beds and things like that. So certainly, if you're out there and you're in the market, perhaps drop something off at the SPCA. Beautiful. Well, that's unfortunately all the time we have this week, but I want to thank you once again, Becca, for stopping by, and I want to thank everybody for checking in. I want to thank Selena for taking time. Oh, and she's got a little friend who stopped by to play too.
Pet Project is sponsored by the Pet Pad. For total pet care, think Pet Pad.